Hi, welcome back to Talk of the Town. The 19th Annual Players Amateur, known as one of the premier amateur events in the United States, will be held at Berkeley Hall Club July 12th through the 15th. Joining us now, Andy McMillen, to share the excitement of the upcoming tournament. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
It is exciting.
It is.
It is exciting. So tell us a little bit about the Players Amateur. I know it's one of the highest ranking events in the world.
Yeah, it's actually, last year it was ranked 18th in the world by Scratch Players World Amateur Tournament Rankings, and actually 9th in the United States.
Wow, so that's incredible.
Yeah, it's exciting. We have another strong field that's going to be a part of that great tradition this year, so we're excited.
It is exciting. So it obviously, the tournament has an amazing history. Who are some of the past participants that we may know? Yeah,
well, certainly the U.S. Open winner, Brooks Koepka, Justin Thomas, Ricky Fowler, Dustin Johnson, Wesley Bryan, who won the Heritage 2 years ago, Brian Harmon. The list kind of goes on, and actually we had 55 past Players Amateur players play in this year's Heritage. So you can kind of see where these guys end up in the future and where they're, from the college ranks to the professional ranks.
Yeah, it's a tremendous opportunity for them, but it's terrific for us.
Yes, absolutely.
Really,
yeah, great to meet those players before they make that next step.
Certainly is. So what are some of the players competing this year that you're looking forward to watching? Who are they?
Well, we certainly have our past champion from last year, Philip Knowles, is returning, and the runner-up, actually, who lost in a two-hole playoff, Bryson Nimmer from Bluffton, actually a member out at Berkeley Hall. So he's kind of the local favorite for sure, and been close the last couple years, so we're hoping we can get him over the hump this year. But a lot of other local talent, too, from Will Miles, Andrew Orshak, Trace Crow, and then a lot of players from all over the country. And there's actually 10 countries represented this year in the field, from Australia, Norway, New Zealand, China. So it's a really diverse group. So we're really excited to have everyone join us.
Wonderful. Wonderful for the Low Country and wonderful for Berkeley Hall, obviously. So there's a lot of ways to get involved, obviously, in the Players Amateur. What are some of the opportunities for our viewers?
Yeah, one of the most popular is the Contestant Amateur that we do on the Wednesday, July 11th, just before competition play starts. And it's kind of our version of a Pro-Am, where they get to sponsor gets paired up with a player in our field for a fun 18-hole competition where they get to kind of know the player one-on-one and certainly have some fun on the golf course. But a lot of those, turn into some relationships that, they create and keep, it's the future long down the road.
So that actually sounds like a lot of fun, and obviously a lot of the sponsors, just like you said, form lasting relationships with some of the players. So that's such a neat opportunity.
Yeah, it really is, and it's fun to see those relationships grow from just a few hours on a golf course and turn into some of our sponsors have made trips to Australia and met up with a player that they played with and played a few rounds of golf, or they've played in a Pro-Am once they've turned professional down the road and just kind of kept in touch and their
continued the friendship. Very nice, very nice. So spectators are welcome, is that correct?
Yes, it's free to the public. The gates starting July 12th is when the first day of competition starts. Just come to the gates of Berkeley Hall that day. They'll let you on through, show you where to park, and it's golf course is open to everyone who'd like to join and kind of follow the groups and players that they'd like to see. So. And
that's the 12th through the 15th.
Yes, July 12th through the 15th.
And what time does it start?
We're actually trying to get ahead of some of that afternoon storms and stuff. So we're going to everybody tees off at between 7:30 and 9:30.
Yeah,
so
that's probably a good idea.
And we'll hope to be finished each day probably about 2:33. So best to get out there earlier before lunchtime, and we'll try and get ahead of those storms that pop up this summer.
That's probably a really good idea, especially this time of year, as we've seen. So obviously the Heritage Classic Foundation has some participation in this. Yes,
absolutely, and that's who I'm part of, and Steve Wilmot. And this is just another part of our way to kind of give back to golf and to the community. We obviously do the Heritage in the spring, and then this kind of transition and get to know these amateur players at a younger age and get to create these relationships that hopefully further us, in the future, and we'll see them again in April. So it's a great full circle kind of thing.
Yeah, it sure is, and obviously this is so exciting for the Low Country, and hopefully the viewers out there take the time to come out and see the course, which is fabulous, and watch some of these tremendous players.
Yeah, it's an incredible course, incredible community, membership, amenities, everything. So yeah, we'd love to have everybody out, and it'd be a great week.
Andy, thank you.
All right,
Thanks for joining us. And we will be right back with Talk of the Town.